Hello, listeners, and welcome to another episode of Pony 411. This is episode 108 for the week of June 28th, 2015. I'm Nemesis, and joining me once again is Alca7raz.
Yo.
And summer's definitely started.
I'm melting.
Yes,
I don't even need a bucket of water.
We're dying.
I could actually use a bucket of water. Holy crap.
Yeah, I know, right? So this week has been pretty interesting for multiple things.
Multiple things.
Love one.
Yes.
Woohoo.
Yes, it did. Rainbows everywhere.
Yeah. Including the bad one.
Oh. There is no bad rainbows.
Yeah, but of course, in pony stuff, we got a bunch of news because, certain things are coming up. We've got, a new release that just came out, I think, that all of you might be interested in. We got some fan content, including fanfic, finally.
Finally.
And, of course, the new episode.
Yes.
But to start in the news, if you want to follow along with it, go to pony411.libsyn.com/show notes. That's LIBSYN. In convention news, Spanish Pony Convention Summer Wrap-Up Festival has opened a crowdfunding campaign, plus they've announced several of the Spanish VAs for the My Little Pony TV show.
Neat. Spain.
Yes, Spain. Brony Days, a French My Little Pony convention, has opened ticket sales.
Vive la France.
Mm-hmm. Equestria LA has announced John Delancey will be attending.
Yep, he has been getting back into the convention circuit. So
Don't ask him about pony stuff he doesn't know.
he really doesn't know all that.
Ask him about his acting stuff.
Yes, he loves talking about some of his, or classical. Because
Yes.
he grew up classical. Ask him about that.
Oh, and Everfree Northwest has opened registration for 2016.
Yes, it has.
And they're in a new venue this year.
Yep, they're just down the road at the Doubletree by Hilton instead of the
Yes.
actual Hilton Convention Center. It looks like a nice facility.
Yeah, I'm just wondering about
bigger.
the convention area itself.
Yeah, I don't know as far
I
as
looked
that.
at it. They have stuff, and it looks like it can seat a lot. I'm just wondering if it's a smaller convention space for a nicer hotel.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, they said it's a larger venue.
Yeah.
So
Hopeful.
we'll see. But hey, the rooms have balconies.
All of them.
Yep, all
Even
of them, it looks like.
What about the ground floor?
Well.
Oh no, I'm falling off the balcony.
Oh no.
Okay. But, hey, if you're going to San Diego Comic-Con, Shot Factory is having an MLP costume contest.
Huh.
Might win something if they like your costume and you're going, which is pretty difficult nowadays.
Yeah?
Yeah, because tickets sell like that.
Yeah. Almost like PAX.
And speaking of San Diego Comic-Con, they've shared some details about their MLP panel there. They're going to be talking, teasing, the rest of Season 5 and Friendship Games, the upcoming Equestria Girls movie.
Neat.
So we're going to might see trailer for that and whatnot.
Yeah.
Who knows what will happen?
Hopefully we'll finally get more news, because most of our information so far has been in the toy line.
Yeah. In fandom news, Equestrian Dreamers has revealed a new character for the second case of My Little Investigations.
Yeah, it is still a thing, isn't it?
Yes, they're still working on the second case. Don't worry, it's still going.
It's still alive.
Are you still waiting for a new Friendship is Witchcraft? So are we.
Yeah.
But a fan animation for the song How Applejack Won the War has recently completed, and yeah, it's that silly. It's a fun little Friendship is Witchcraft song. So, and the
Yay.
animation itself is also pretty nice. So it's a nice little video. Go check it out. In merchandise news, Hasbro has launched Hasbro Pulse, a website that is behind-the-scenes looks at their toy lines and other merchandise, including MLP. Right now, they only have a look at their upcoming Castle Equestria pop-up book, or did that come out already?
I don't know. It's about the pop-up book.
Yeah, it's about the pop-up book. But that's the only thing right now, but there will be more added in the future. So just, if you want to see, if you like how that sort of stuff, go take a look.
Yep. Keep an eye out, see what comes up. Might be interesting.
Yeah. We now know all the Wave 14 blind bag ponies and their codes.
Sweet.
Partially thanks to Entertainment Earth. Build-A-Bear has revealed their Muffins plushie. So if you want that, it's going to be coming.
Yep.
Wall-eyed and everything. A new GM Barrow book is coming, and it's called The Trouble with Trixie. Oh no.
Isn't everything trouble with
Yeah,
Trixie?
with Trixie, yeah, everything's trouble.
And
including
Seth
her
was
fans.
overjoyed.
Shots fired.
Uh,
Toys R Us has revealed their SDCC toys, and 3 of them are ponies.
3?
Yes, they're Pony Mania Maud, Daring Do, and Celestia.
Neat.
Which, of course, means that since it's Comic-Con exclusive, it's going to be a $10 markup over what they'd retail for.
Yeah.
But also, if you're not going, usually these places, Toys R Us, Hasbro, usually sell their limited stock afterwards on their website or whatever. So you can check that out, or you can go, take a gamble with the Scalpro sell for like 3 times the price.
Yeah. eBay.
Don't do that. Hasbro has also revealed an SDC exclusive of their own, and it's Pinkie Pie in her chicken costume from Luna Eclipsed. They've also teased more coming, and it looks like the rest of the main 6 will be releasing their own costumes.
Neat.
Some of them. Let's see, I believe I saw Twilight in the Star Swirl the Beard costume, Applejack in her...
Scarecrow?
No, not the Scarecrow, in her Power Pony costume.
Oh.
Mistress Marvelous.
All right.
There was Rarity's in a dress. I can't remember which one it was, but it was one of her fancy dresses, of course. I believe Dash, though, was... Which one was Dash? Dash. Oh, Dash was dressed up as Commander Hurricane, and Fluttershy was Private Pansy. So if they actually have all 6 of them, that's going to probably be what they are. Also, they kind of showed the packaging, which is pretty slick. It's an actual bucket.
Yeah.
KFC chicken bucket. That's what it looks like. And so it's kind of a neat thing.
It's kind of a neat thing. Someone's going to put Scootaloo in it.
Of course.
Or with it.
Of course. IDW has revealed their SDCC comic covers. And one of them is the Fiendship is Magic cover we mentioned last week. We were right. And the other is a cover for issue number 32 of Friendship is Magic. And each will apparently be pretty limited.
Usually that's how things go for SDCC stuff.
The Friendship is Magic 32 cover is a kind of a send back to really old comic covers. Speaking of this is issue 32, iTunes has a preview for it up.
As the usual.
Yep, as the usual. And multiple sneak peeks for upcoming issues, including Friends Forever number 20 and 22, have popped up from the artists. So if you want like one panel or half a panel looks.
Single panel out of context.
Yes, check those out. Season 5 of Friendship is Magic is hitting Netflix on July 30th.
Yay.
Before the season's even over this time.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. So is it going to be, is actually going to add half the season and then the other half later? Or are they going to kind of do what they used to sometimes do and add them as they come out? Because I remember several shows, sometimes they have a deal where it's like 2 or 3 days after it airs, they'll put it up on Netflix.
And then we'll probably get people hitting the button too early and having an episode go live.
Oops.
Like the iTunes ones a while back.
Mm-hmm. Several times now.
Yeah.
The next 2 episodes have had their titles and synopses revealed.
Spoilers.
Next one, episode 12. Yes, spoilers. The next one, episode 12, Amending Fences. Twilight realizes she was less than a stellar friend to her former buddies in Canterlot, so she returns to Spike to make amends.
Interesting. Going
Indeed.
back to...
Moon Dancer.
Yeah. Moon Dancer's party.
Maybe,
yeah. See if Spike remembers to bring a teddy bear. All the way back to the pilot episode. Wow.
And episode 13 is Do Princess's Dream of Magic Sheep. Princess Luna enlists the main 6 to search for and locate the Tantibus, a magical force that threatens to turn the dreams of every pony into nightmares. So this looks like it's going to be Luna has a nightmare episode they teased a while back.
Yeah, possibly.
Which we already thought it was from that, because these 2 pretty much, if there was any doubt, still really help confirm that leaked list.
Yeah.
So far it has not been wrong.
Yeah.
Unless they make a last second change again, that list is pretty much confirmed legit.
Yep.
So those will be very interesting, especially going back to Canterlot.
Yeah.
We get a Twilight episode next week. Woohoo!
Yeah, you're happy. You're very happy.
And we get to see
some
more Twilight's Past. That might be the one where we saw that in one of the commercials where like Colgate/Minette.
Yeah. Minuet.
Yeah. Where was there, so that might be the one, because I believe she was there in the pilot.
Yeah, same with Lyra too.
Yeah, of course we had that weird thing of just, it's that pony again.
They're stalking her.
Let's name her. And our final bit of news. How's this for crazy? Hasbro's recently filed a trademark for MLP, Guardians of Harmony.
Guardians of Harmony. There's
What
a few
is
theories.
that?
I think one of the prevailing theories
I think it's the movie.
is the movie title.
It's the movie title or it's the movie line. It's too recent new for season 5.
Yeah.
Season 5 is done with, so it's too new. That's too close. It's not for that. And
Unless it's season 6.
It might be season 6.
But I'm thinking movie.
Yeah, movie, because this is how we found out about Rainbow Rocks and Rainbow Power. This is how, because of trademark filings.
Yep. Because they're starting to ramp up all the announcements and such. I mean, we're already seeing flyers at licensing stuff for the movie, so they're really going to start pushing that out to people. So they've got to get those.
I was just also wondering what Guardians of Harmony is going to imply.
Yeah, that's like, huh?
Like, are we going to have ponies in armor and
that sounds badass.
Kind of cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I hope that that we see something about that soon. Well, it'll probably be a couple more months at least.
Yeah.
So that's something to look forward to, whatever it is. But that's it for the news.
Yep.
So now we have our episode discussion.
Yeah.
This week was Party Pooped. This was a Pinkie Pie episode, mostly. Although the rest of the 5 were featured pretty prominently as well.
Yeah.
But anyway, in this episode, as a brief synopsis, Twilight's trying to organize a little summit thing, party, whatever, because representatives from the nation of Yakkistan are coming up, and because it's the first time they opened their border between Equestria and their country in forever.
Yeah.
And she wants to make a good impression, and she's trying to make sure they feel at home. And the problem is, well, they apparently have a very short fuse.
Yeah.
And if anything's not exactly perfect, they start stomping and going crazy.
Yeah, and smashing things.
Everything seems to be going wrong. And now Pinkie is the one who's supposed to be organizing the party for them that evening. And, well, she's starting to Twilight was panicking, so now Pinkie's panicking because all this is relying on her. So she decides to go to Yakkistan to
try and bring something
and make things better. And she goes on a crazy adventure and she meets several ponies we've seen before along the way, and she gets there and right at the door, and because of strange circumstances winds up right back in Ponyville. failure. And she's like, oh, that's it. Oh, this is over. And then she gets inspiration to, instead of making the party Yakkistan focused, make it show about how great Equestria is. And because of that, the prince of Yakkistan and his 2 guards or whatever they are accept, and they like it, and they decide friendship for 1,000 moons.
Yep. There's that time frame again.
Yeah,
what is a moon?
The weird one. And that's the gist of it. This was a much better episode than last week.
I will agree, yes. Much better episode.
This was actually a good episode. I know it was Thiessen and Miller were both involved with this one, with the writer. Confalone was this
Confalone wrote this one.
But yeah, it was one of those story by and then written by. Okay, it's one of those, like 3 people involved. And I know Miller and Thiessen had the story idea for last week's. But yeah, he did a good job with writing Pinkie.
Yes, that's the first thing I would like to say is that I think he nailed Pinkie. Might want to rephrase that one. I think he nailed Pinkie's attitude and personality. It wasn't. I was a little worried because being a Pinkie-centric episode, she's not exactly my favorite. But she wasn't annoying or overbearing, which I was afraid of.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think he did a really good job.
They've learned to balance that.
Yeah.
They learned to kind of pull back and make her not so annoying anymore. Yeah, this episode had a bunch of silly things, including lots of good faces again. They've really going crazy with the faces this season. Twilight and Pinkie both had some good ones. And yeah, Twilight, we saw once a call back to her little deep breathing exercise she got from Cadence, who also appeared in this episode towards the end briefly.
Just out of nowhere.
Well, not out of nowhere.
Not out of nowhere, but just kind of, oh yes, and Cadence is here.
Yeah, we saw that. We saw Twilight panicking because, well, this is super important.
Yeah.
And this is was not like a small thing, like, say, missing a made-up deadline. This was a delegation from another country who has never really talked to us before, so...
Yep.
kind of
Borders always been
important. This could
closed.
make or break everything.
Well, considering there was, that declaration of war.
Yeah, there was a declaration
There
of war
was actually a
by
declaration
Prince
of war.
Rutherford. Yeah,
Yep.
that was the Yak's name was Prince Rutherford,
Rutherford.
which I personally find funny for reasons.
For reasons.
I will never tell. Yeah, and there was also some just good lines, and there's also just the Pinky narrating to herself her journey, which was interesting.
It was interesting, but it
It
worked.
also
really
led
well.
to a massive Beatles reference
Oh my god.
because
Apparently she joined the Beatles, went on a tour, then had a falling out all in one afternoon.
and they had pictures that were very obvious reference to the Abbey Road, the infamous Abbey Road, the Sgt. Pepper,
Yeah.
that stuff.
Those are pretty cool.
Those are, it's like duh references. And we also had an encounter with some weird creature in the north.
No one knows what that is. It's
Yeah.
like what?
What is that? Oh,
I don't know. It chopped a little bit of her hair off.
the Yaks are weird because they speak well like
Broken
Grimlock.
English.
Like Grimlock.
Yes.
The me, they say me instead of I and stuff. And also their hair usually covers their eyes, except when they're exceptionally mad. Because they got mad and
They get very mad.
about the stupidest little thing, and then started stomping and destroying. And it's like I think that's one of the biggest criticisms I could have toward this episode was, why would you want to be friends with someone like that?
Probably because it's
Political. Yeah.
There's,
But the other thing was, I noticed Twilight and Pinky kept blaming themselves for everything going wrong, even though it's not their fault.
It's not their
really.
fault.
It's these guys for being pretty much kind of jerks and wanting to, and
just
not forgiving the
hypersensitive.
slightest slip up.
They're just hypersensitive, and everything has to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if you're gonna do something yak-like, it has to be perfect yak-like, and they weren't able to get it perfect. So
Which is, it's just one of the, I was like, oh, stop blaming yourself. It's not your fault. And it was crazy. Yeah, this means war. It's like, all because you. Wow.
maybe there's a reason those borders were closed.
Yeah. And that was also kind of funny at the end with the Celestia and Twilight. Twilight's just, because, no war. And then Celestia's like, what?
What?
What's this?
Oh.
Why didn't I hear anything about a declaration of war? Because it wound up not being a big deal. Nothing?
Yeah. I'm sure there was a couple words after the event. So what was this about a war?
They're jerks. And because the party was late, they decided to declare war. Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Also noticed that Celestia referred to Twilight as princess, not as Twilight, as princess.
Well, she is a princess.
I know, but it's just interesting. I'm still wondering if that. I'm still running with that theory if she only does that until Twilight learns to call her Celestia.
Well, it might be a little bit different here because
Yeah.
it is, political delegations.
Well,
You
no,
always want to
it
be
was a
formal.
private conversation with just the two of them. So, I mean, I understand like in public, but it's just my running theory of Celestia's doing it until Twilight learns to say Celestia, not princess.
It could be. It could be. I
The
can see it.
princess, because she still says the princess sometimes.
Yep.
Even though there's now 4 princesses, including herself.
Four of them. They just keep making more.
Like rabbits.
Who's next?
No one else. Except maybe Sunset. I mean, what?
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 No. No.
Yes.
No.
Sunset, no. Sunset, yes.
No. She's gonna stay over in the human world.
Princess of the humans.
No.
Why not?
but
But yeah, this. What was I was thinking? Oh, we also found out Pinky has a little secret basement where she has files on everyone, and
not creepy at all.
of course not. And what they like and dislike, and what they're afraid of. Apparently,
Yes, apparently Twilight's afraid of cheese. Or-
quesadillas because
Yes.
they're so cheesy.
So cheesy.
But she had that one massive plate of nachos once, which you make nachos with cheese, so
I don't know. It's a phobia. They don't usually make sense.
they're almost always irrational, except for the fear of bears. That's not irrational.
I don't think we have a phobia. There probably is one, but
Bearophobia. I know it's not that.
what is the Latin word for bear? Someone ask Full Papers.
But we also saw Cherry Jubilee
Yes,
From
Cherry showed up. What's funny is she showed up out of the outhouse that Pinky was
Yep,
in.
same outhouse from
Same outhouse.
in Dodge City.
Yep.
I just found it funny, and we cherries and get the shoes tired because they're up all night counting 400,000 something cherries.
400.
And of course, they fell asleep and almost ran into a
yeah.
ravine, and then they did fall in a Looney
And then
Tunes
they
style joke of right on the edge and then crack.
Whee, which
But
spawned
instead of splatting or creating a cloud of smoke because
the Wonderbolts got them.
The Wonderbolts were hanging out in the ravine, I guess, probably doing flight exercises or something.
Possibly, but that led into joining the Beatles.
And breaking up with the Beatles. Probably because of Yoko Ono. Always bear the blame of that, even though things are already going bad. Other than kind of my criticism of the just kind of they're beating themselves up for things that weren't their fault, which I've noticed a lot of these characters tend to do. They do.
It is fairly common. It sort of makes sense if you think about it.
Yeah, it makes sense based on personalities, but it's just kind of annoying as a watcher. It's like it's not your fault though.
Yeah.
The act designs are interesting just because, and also just the fact it's so far up north, it's beyond the Crystal Empire, which kind of kills. I think a lot of people had assumed the Crystal Empire was like the North Pole or something like that. So, but it's further north, so wrong.
Yeah.
And apparently, ponies go up this. You have this mountain trail that goes to Yakkistan, which
Yakkistan.
Yep. Which apparently no pony's ever gone in there has ever returned.
Well, Pinky just changed that. Although Pinky never really made it in.
She made it. Well, she said she made it up that trail. The cadence never said went to Yakkistan. She just went up that up the mountain or whatever. She never. But
so she did make it, and then
made it to the doors, and she
quickly
wound up on a sled with a young yak.
She was on the sled. The yak was pulling her, but
she wound up on the sled, and the yak went in and went into the door, and then the ice broke and.
Same thing that happened in the ravine.
Right back all the way through. It's like
had enough velocity to slide all the way back down the mountain, all the way through all these different cities,
Crystal
all the way
Empire
back to
and
Ponyville, right back into the.
And it's like into her bed. It's like, what?
That was convenient.
We also found out Applejack is not good at painting.
No, she's not.
And Dash is not good at hanging up streamers.
No, she's not.
And that parties can be panic themed.
Yes. Can I have a panic-themed party for mine?
And apparently all the animals up in Yakkistan have horns.
Yes.
Which is...
Interesting little bit.
Yep.
All right.
And also Spike apparently can't play the piano as well as we thought he did or something. Or he couldn't play that well.
Yeah.
He's played piano before.
Yes.
But this time, maybe he was just too nervous about messing up.
So he had a player piano.
And then, of course, he messed
Which
it up.
got smashed.
You had one job, Spike.
You had one job.
Overall, this was a much better episode. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still better episodes, but it was still fun. It was still a fun event. And oddly enough, I remember watching it. It was like, this felt actually longer. I was like, is this a double length episode? That'd be weird. No, it was still 22 minutes.
But yeah, it did
kind of
feel
feel longer, which wasn't bad.
Yeah.
It just felt longer than a lot of episodes tend to do. But whatever, it worked. I liked it. I'm hoping I'm hoping I'm not cursing things, but I'm hoping Princess Spike was the new low point.
Yeah.
Because I really don't want to go to another. I'm like, oh, please don't go lower than Princess Spike. Please don't.
Please don't.
I don't want to.
We've had lower in previous seasons. We don't want to go that low again.
Never. No more Spike episodes. Stop that. Pinky episodes are fine, though. As long as you keep writing Pinky like this.
Yes, as long as you keep writing her like this. Otherwise, she can get kind of annoying.
Yep. So, good episode.
Yep, good. Go watch, if you haven't already.
You probably did if you,
Yeah. Otherwise, we just completely spoiled it for you.
Oh, well.
Yep.
But anyway, moving on, we have another thing. I talked about this at the beginning of the show. We had, let's see, a new Pony album just came out. It's the DJ Pone 3 Presents My Little Pony Friendship's Magic Remixed album.
Yep, this is the official remix album.
Yes. It came out a while ago digitally because someone jumped the gun or something. I don't know. But I got the physical copy because why not? And I found out something apparently that was not, I did not see reported anywhere, but the physical copy is limited to only 1,000.
Yeah.
Which I found like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, so you got a
limited thing, but
rare.
There's 1,000 of them, so it's like,
It's not that rare.
Yeah. One thing that kind of disappoints me though, it is a cardboard case, not a jewel case, unfortunately. I mean, it's not like cheap cardboard, but it's still
It's good
cardboard. With a little plastic insert for the disc tray.
My Dead Mouse album was cardboard.
Yeah.
Except it had jewel inserts.
Yeah.
Like that, yeah. That's what my Dead Mouse one was.
The artwork on it is thankfully just show art and not weird vectors.
Not those weird stock vectors with the weird eyeballs and
Lion
stuff.
Twilight. Yeah, and missing pupils or whatever. Or irises, that's what it was. Missing iris and Fluttershy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it comes with a little booklet, which doesn't actually have anything in it except just screenshots from the show. And it also just says, credits and special thanks and pictures of the remix artists. But yeah, 13 songs. And they're kind of hit and miss.
Yeah.
I mean, none of them get outright bad.
Yeah.
I don't think. But several of them are just kind of
subpar.
They're all right.
Yes.
They're okay. They're not particularly special. If they're individual, I would have ignored them.
Yes.
So yeah, some of them. I think I talked about this when it first came out, which was some people criticized it for kind of sounding like generic EDM with the pony lyrics kind of slapped on top, and definitely some of these songs did sound like that.
Yes, some of them definitely fill that expectation.
Others tried to do something new, but didn't quite hit
like
it.
That one remix of the theme song.
Yeah, Friendship Magic remix.
They did something completely new, and applaud them for that, but I didn't
that
think it was quite there.
Yeah. The Smile Song remix wasn't that great. There's a couple. There's 2 Love Is in Bloom remixes and 2. What was the other one? Every Pony remixes. The thing is, of those, each only one was good.
Was really good.
The Every Pony was the Rubicon 7 remix was the better one.
That one was pretty good.
But I think the 2 standouts in particular are the Cutie Mark Crusader song and This Day Aria. Those are the standouts.
Yes. With the This Day Aria probably being the
best. It's the best one on there. So
yeah,
you can, if you want, just buy digital and buy just 1 or 2 songs. If you're only going to buy a couple of them, This Day Aria and the Cutie Mark Crusader songs are the ones to get for sure.
Yes.
Maybe the Welcome song is actually pretty good too. It's one of the better ones too.
It's a little bit better, yeah.
Although it does have this thing of like the lyrics kind of just stop a third of the way through the song and the rest of it's just
like
music. It's like, which is not bad per se, but it's still
music is great. So yeah.
And the Fluttershy song at the end was actually pretty good in of itself, but again, it was a much slower EDM.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, it's actually nothing terrible, but a lot of meh to okays. A lot of meh to okays, a couple goods, and 2 greats.
Yes,
I would say.
So,
is it worth? I guess what the CD was $15, something like that.
Yeah. I think the digital's
$10. Is it worth it for the whole album? At $10.
$10.
It's 13 songs. You're paying less than $1 a song. Yeah, you know what? For that, yeah it's fine.
Yeah, for $10, it's fine.
For $10, yeah, go ahead and get the whole thing. If you only want a couple songs, like I said, Cutie Mark Crusaders and This Day Aria are probably the best. Your best bets. Although you can listen to them for free, entire songs, if you really want to choose. I won't say how.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can make a choice, and I hope you will make a good choice and say, okay, I'll buy this song because I like it. But if you want the whole album, if you actually like the whole album, it's cool.
Yeah.
It's, like I said, most of it's kind of nothing special, but it's nothing bad either. So check it out. Decide for yourself, but yeah, the only 2 real standouts, of my opinion, with 1 pretty good one as well. That's also almost, but kind of misses because of a few weird decisions. Yeah, I've listened to it several times now on various speakers, so I could get a real good idea of what it sounds like. And yeah,
it's all right. It's all right. It's worth it for 10. So
7 out of 10.
11 out of 10. It's okay.
Yeah, but I'm actually just going to say 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
Because the standouts help carry it along. If it wasn't for those, it'd probably be a 5.
Yeah, I would probably give it a 6 without those, but with them, 7, 7.5, somewhere in there. So, yeah. It's good stuff. It's good.
So, that's it for, I guess, our discussions and a review.
Yes.
We haven't had a product review in a while.
We haven't. Wish we could do that more often. Some people should send
yeah, good
us
luck.
Yeah.
Send us free stuff.
Send us free stuff. We'll review it for you. Yeah, I don't think we're quite that
maybe
popular.
Send it back.
Well, usually you don't have to send it back.
But we have fan content.
We've got a bit of fan content.
We've got some music, so I'll give it over to you.
Yeah. So I got 2 to share. The first one is Winter Wrap-Up Remix by Stretch Attack. This is, well, one, it's winter wrap-up.
Oh, God, not again.
Yes, there was a ton of one, probably the most remixed.
There's one on the official remix album,
yes,
which actually did a pretty
is.
good job. It wasn't the greatest, but it was still pretty good on its own right.
Yeah. This one, it was, apparently this guy's been wanting to remix it for a while. Because, you know, everyone has to, oh, jeez. No. Yeah, because everyone has to remix this song at least once. But yeah, so he finally got around to it, and I think it was pretty good. It's that weird, it's upbeat, yet still feels calm and relaxing at the same time. So I enjoyed it.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like, I thought, oh God, it's another winter wrap-up. Why are you featuring another winter wrap-up? Stop that. But yeah, and but the thing was, this actually was a pretty enjoyable little remix. I'm not sure if it's my favorite. I mean, there's a lot of them, so yeah, it's not like you're hurting for options.
Yeah.
But it's still a pretty good one. Definitely a contender for one of the better ones. Interesting thing though is most winter wrap-up remixes tend to go for the same beats per minute as the actual song or faster. This one actually slowed down a bit, a bit from the actual song. So you notice it when some of the vocals, you notice it's actually slower than the actual show version. So that's kind of interesting. Most don't do that. Most tend to go faster. So
something different.
That's just, hey, look, unique. That's
Yay,
nice.
Uniqueness.
Let's just say this add some bass and some.
Yep, not just speed it up and add some.
Yes, speed it up, add some bass.
Yep. So yeah, it was nice to see a winter wrap up again after all this time. It's still
in the middle of summer.
Yeah.
Or in the beginning of summer.
I'm just hoping for colder weather. That's why.
It's not gonna happen.
Yeah. So anyway, that's the first song. The second one I have is Shimmer by The What. It's just a nice little instrumental, no vocals or anything. It's fun and bouncy.
Yes.
It's a fun, bouncy little song. I think it's a bit too long. It's like 5 minutes long. I think it could be probably closer to 3 or 4. But it's fun. It's a nice little thing to listen to.
Yeah. Yeah. I liked it.
Yeah.
For the most part. I'm not totally sure if I agree with you on the too long bit.
At the end, it just felt to me like it was starting to get a little bit repetitive. It was just the same thing.
I don't know. Maybe just me, but I actually didn't really notice that.
It's because it was sunset.
I don't know. Not necessarily. It didn't feel like. I mean, it's a song you would not necessarily immediately connect to sunset.
Yeah, because the only connection is the title and image that they used.
Yeah, which. I do. One thing I have to say is I did like the way it built as it went through. Just the way I like the way the song built as it went through. So that was real nice.
Yeah. I think the only other little thing I could say against it is the instruments or samples sounded like they're a default. It kind of sounded like that generic built-in sample, but it wasn't bad.
You sound generic.
But yeah, that's not really a major fault I can give it, but it's just something. Okay, it still works though. I liked it. So yeah, that's all the music I've got for this week. So take it back with your fanfic.
Yeah, I have a fanfic.
Finally,
for real. Yeah, I mean. I found something and I forced him to read a 231,000 word fic over a week, which apparently is hard for him.
Well, I did it in only a few days.
But anyway, this is Sunset of Time by the Albino Corn. So yes, another Albino Corn fic. The third one we have featured, or I have featured.
He does.
And it is totally complete. I saw this a while ago. I started reading it. I went, you know what? I know the albino corn's update schedule is a bit sporadic. So I decided after, getting heavily invested in Long Road to Friendship, probably should wait for this one to finish first. And it did a couple weeks ago. In this fic, it kind of starts off with a bang. Basically starts off with the end of the world.
Yes.
That's a bit of an exciting thing to do.
Yes.
Just a bit. So it starts off at the end of the world. Sunset is in the future, apparently. Sunset is Twilight's student.
Yes.
Princess Twilight's student, which is like, that's not canon.
That's not canon at all.
Oh, no. What are you doing? You can only write canon things. But, so, something is causing the end of the world, this big black mass of something. And, Twilight's dying. And she tells Sunset about an hourglass in the Star Swirl, the Bearded Wing, which can take her back in time as long as she has a noble enough goal.
A righteous cause.
Yes. And so she does. She goes back in time. She winds up in, modern day Ponyville. Well, can't a lot, but she gets to Ponyville. And she meets up with Princess Twilight, but only shortly after she was coronated. So this is a Twilight who's very unsure of herself and very kind of different from the Twilight Sunset knew in the future. Although in some ways still the same. And at first, Sunset's trying to hide things because, doesn't want to cause a paradox or any of that nonsense, which is smart. But
somewhat.
Eventually, truth comes out and she reveals she's from the future here to stop the end of the world.
Yay. No pressure.
Yeah, no pressure. And Twilight believes her, and they kind of wind up going on a little adventure to go stop a little adventure. Because basically she found out about the regalia. What was it called?
Dark Regalia.
Dark Regalia, which turns out the Alicorn amulet was only one piece of the three.
Yes.
There's also the shoes and the crown.
The Tempest crown and the obsidian hoof braces.
Yes. Which each of those add a brace's magic. So
the Alicorn amulet. Although it's the Alicorn amulet, but it adds unicorn.
Yeah. Alicorn amulet basically boosts unicorn magic, or if you're not a unicorn, gives you a horn. The Tempest crown either boosts your Pegasus magic or gives you wings, and the shoes give you Earth Pony magic or makes you stronger.
Yeah, it boosts Earth Pony magic.
It was an attempt from way back in the past.
Yep. To
match Celestia and Luna. And, it turns out Vesper Radiance is the villain here.
Yes, Vesper Radiance.
It apparently is a bit malicious and pretty evil.
Just a little bit.
A little evil.
Just a little.
So then they have to kind of stop her from getting the regalia and setting in motion the events that will lead to the end of the world.
Yes.
And I don't really want to go further than that.
You don't worry, because there's
a lot going on.
There's a lot of things, and to say some more pieces starts revealing.
It's a 25 chapter fic with an epilogue. Like I said, 231,000 words. It's long. It is worth the read, though.
Yes, I will say that too.
I say this right now: the Albino Corn is rapidly becoming one of my favorite fanfic authors.
He's doing a very good job.
Yeah, and it's just as he said in his he has a little postscript which I also recommend reading. He talks about how he started writing this fic before Sunset was even known. All we had was a toy of Sunset. That's all we had at the time. No personality, nothing about Equestria Girls was still a vague rumor.
Which is interesting how he nailed the personality though.
So it's just kind of an interesting look. It's got time travel and Sunset, and the first chapter by itself just does a very nice job of quickly setting things up without bogging you down. Although it takes a few more chapters, like the 5 or 6 is when things actually finally get going. Because we have that introduction, it's kind of got a slow start, which is fine, but it does have a slow start. So just kind of wait for it to pick up the pace. If you're kind of like, where is this? Why is this so slow? So don't worry, it picks up at like chapter 5.
Yeah, it definitely picks up.
There is a reveal it's pretty obvious there's one reveal that's kind of obvious at one point. It's like, oh yeah, duh. Especially, I mean, even if you miss the really big hint, there's several other ones that will get you there. I do like, this is a nice theoretical exploration of why Sunset is who she is.
Yeah.
Even though, again, it's kind of crazy that they started writing it before they had a solid thing.
I'm wondering if he made some edits.
No, he didn't
after
edit.
it
He was
came
just
out.
took a while to actually. He only got like a couple chapters, and then he started.
Yeah, so that probably explains why it matches, because
Mhm.
it did come out during the process, and he's able
Although
to
there is
further
another
adapt.
reveal later on that's what goes whoa. It's the whoa reveal, I think. I will say that it does have a dark tag and does kind of earn it.
It
at times.
does earn its dark tag.
It's not immortal game.
Yeah, it's not that dark, but there is fighting, there is blood.
And the ending is a bit bittersweet. I'll say that right now.
It is bittersweet ending. I think it works.
It works very
going-
well, but it's just letting you know it's not a super happy ending.
Yeah.
It's not super happy, but it's not super depressing either.
Not super, yeah, it works. It's done very
It's
well.
really nice.
So-
I know people get upset about overusing the word, but it is kind of an epic.
Yeah,
I don't
guess.
exactly overuse. I don't like using that word too much either, but yeah, it is kind of an epic. So it's really, really well done. It's a long time in the making. The first chapter was posted on 29th of March 2013, and it
That
only
has been a
finished
while.
the 13th of June this year. So it's been a long time.
It's been a long time in the
Also,
making.
part of the reason why it's the long road to friendship has been sometimes neglected.
Yep. Anyhow, this one's done. Maybe that one will get updated more often.
Yeah, so it's done though, and it's a really good read. I highly recommend.
I will echo that.
Checking it out.
Highly recommended. 10 out of 10. Good read.
Yes.
Well, maybe 9.5 out of 10, because I don't ever give 10s, but 9.5 out of 10.
I also have a couple updates. Just a couple. Speaking of Long Road to Friendship, did get another chapter.
Did.
It did. This one was the science fair. It's been building up. We finally get to the science fair, and we get like 3 or 4 so close bit moments. I'm like, oh, come on, so close. Just things happen, and well, let's say Twilight and Sunset kick butt, more or
Yeah,
less.
more or less.
Not literally, but yeah. It's very interesting. I like this. It is kind of sometimes like, oh, come on, it was so close. Why couldn't you just of course the ill-timed person interrupting.
Yeah. It was an interesting chapter. It was pretty good.
Interesting. Although it is funny, as the author keeps pointing out, how did you people pick up on my I thought subtle hints in Sunset of Time, but not pick up the blatant shipping in Long Road to Friendship? Because so many people apparently just could not understand Long Road to Friendship is a romance fic.
Yeah.
They don't seem to get this. Anyway, so yeah, it updated. It's great, another good chapter, but sometimes infuriating, but in a good way. Another one updated. I did not actually read this one, but Another Cup of Tea, Madam. This one I featured a long time ago. Is about Sweetie Belle and the Celestia having a tea party. And it's kind of extended into a full-fledged fic, and I kind of forgot it existed because it's been a while. So I haven't actually had a chance to read it, but it did update. So I'm sorry, I don't know what it's like right now, but I'll get back to you next week after I've actually read through it a little more. I can refresh myself because it's been a while. Because it was a one-shot when I featured it, and all of a sudden it got a new chapter out of nowhere. I was like, what?
What?
So
we'll see if it's an unnecessary chapter or what.
Exactly. It's got out up to 4 chapters.
Oh.
So yeah. I'll look through it and tell you next week if it's actually worth still looking at. But anyway, so my original recommendation still stands, the one-shot, first chapter. Yeah, and that's it, though, for this episode.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Sorry for the long, rambling fanfic section.
Sunset
of Time kind of is one of those you kind of have to sit there for a while.
I think it's worth it to ramble about that one for a bit. It's a good story.
It's really good.
And it's not shipping, so you're not trash. Well, you are, but not in this case.
Too bad it wasn't shipping. I mean...
No.
But yeah, that's it. If you like this episode and are rambling, and you want to listen to other episodes, you can go to pony411.libsyn.com. Again, Libsyn. You can also go to iTunes, search for Pony411. We are on there, and you can subscribe automatically. Don't even have to think about going and clicking anything.
Yay.
Which is nice. You can also find us on YouTube, youtube.com/pony411 if you don't want to download anything at all.
Yep. Like, subscribe, and comment.
Yes, like, subscribe, and comment is good. You can also go via the Stitcher app on the computer or iOS or Android. Again, search for Pony411. We are there. You can also listen to us on Ponyville FM every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Plus music. before and after.
As long
Good
as we
music.
air on time.
Some good music.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get stuff overplayed because people keep requesting it. But whatever.
Like Discord.
Yes, Discord. Stop requesting Discord. It's the free bird of the pony fandom.
Yeah, sort of. Still like Freebird, though.
Yeah, I know. But you can also listen to us via Ponyville Live, ponyvillelive.com. We are there. When an episode gets posted, it will show up a couple minutes afterward just because of just the way things have to work.
Lag.
Yep, there's a bit of lag, but it'll be there. So you can also, again, check out past episodes and whatnot. It's all there and you see. So nice. But if you want to contact us, you can email us at pony411podcast@gmail.com. Comments, criticisms, questions, concerns.
Tell us we suck. Tell
Angry
us we're
rants.
awesome. Yes.
Tell us we got too political or something. I don't know. I'll laugh at your face if you disagree with, but the SCOTUS ruling. I'll laugh at you.
I think we'll both laugh.
But there's another way to contact us. You go to facebook.com/pony411. Like us there. We post episodes when they come out there. There's also Twitter. We're at pony411. Follow us.
Tweet us.
Retweet us. Favorite us. We might reply to you.
We might.
Direct message us. You can do that too.
Those are a thing, aren't they?
Yes, they are a thing. You can do that because we got that open. Anyone can direct message us. Please don't spam us.
Please don't spam us.
You could also follow our personal Twitters. I'm at Nemesis Prime 1. He's at Alca7raz with a 77T and an underscore at the end.
Yep.
Sometimes you'll see me tweet about things like love winning.
Yay.
And sunlight.
No.
No, yes, that is a yay. It's another yay. And Transformers and who knows what else. And he'll tweet about,
I don't know, random happenings in my life.
if he ever actually gets on Twitter and looks at and tweets.
I always look at Twitter. I'm always looking at Twitter.
He just never says anything.
I just never say anything.
He just watches.
Lurking.
What a creeper.
I lurk more.
But that's it for this episode.
It's over. We're done.
Yeah. Join us next week. We will be talking about amending fences, the Twilight episode.
Yeah.
Woohoo! And it'll also be the 4th of July.
Yes.
So
Yay.
happy America Day, I guess.
America.
Yes, exactly.
Yep.
So tune in next time, and don't forget. Until then, please pony responsibly. Bye.